On this episode of Designing Spaces, a company who's helping homeowners create a more energy-efficient home, plus vented heaters and water heaters that are efficient, comfortable, and very easy to install. We'll hear how important an architect is to the building process, and a pool and spa company who is both innovative and communicative. All of this and so much more coming up on Designing Spaces. With the move to a more sustainable future, companies like EAM Associates are helping homes and businesses become more energy efficient.
Whether you're a homeowner or a business owner and you're thinking about sustainability and going green, that one of the real key things to understand is that you are not being asked to give up anything, for the sake of the environment or those kind of things. Really, one of the hallmarks of the buildings that we do is that they are really high performance homes and buildings for the people who are living and working in them. Say you're working on designing a new home, you're always going to get the most benefit from the process when you involve folks as early as possible. There are so many options out there, ways to design homes, technology that can be used, but the later you kind of put a team together, you're narrowing down your options. And really, one of the issues is that the most critical aspect of getting people involved early is picking your team. These homes are still not the norm, I would say. There's a lot of design professionals and construction professionals out there that are still not building homes following these practices, and it's a personal choice that they've made to sort of not deal with it. But if it's important to a person to have a green and sustainably designed high-performance home, you need to be picking the right architect and builder and engineer and a whole team to work with. If you're making the wrong selections on your team up front, you're going to be asking people to do things that they are just not familiar with. And it's going to be a more painful process. It's going to cost you a lot more money. And ultimately, you're not going to get most likely the end product that you were hoping for. It's a growth industry these days. I think people are hearing and seeing more in headlines and things about green building and sustainability and energy efficiency. So we have a lot of new people coming into the industry, and that's great. We actually need more people in the industry doing these things. But because it's a niche sort of a thing, a lot of I'll call it the institutional knowledge of how to do these things lives with the companies that have been doing it for a very long time. And EAM has been doing this for about 30 years. It's a family business and kind of multi-generational. And I think our team is great because we pull together a bunch of people with disparate specialties. We have a lot of people, including myself, who actually worked on building homes and buildings for a period of time. And so you have that real world knowledge of what it goes into construction. And I think that differentiates us a bit from some of our competitors. The Energy Star Homes program has been around for a few decades now. It's really, honestly, the Energy Star program is one of probably the best things that the federal government has ever done. The product side of it is really loved by a lot of manufacturers of all the types of things that we buy, from TVs and refrigerators to furnaces and air conditioners. And a lot of the products that people buy these days are way better than they would have been without the Energy Star program. And the homes program is very similar. A lot of people don't realize that their home actually can be designed and constructed and be labeled as an Energy Star home. And basically what you're getting there is you're getting a great team from the EPA that has been refining that program for about the last 30 years. They have access to all the best building science and research and can work with builders across the country. And they have continually refined this program to give us a real foundation to use to build a home. That's really one of the great things about something like the Energy Star program is it gives us that framework. It gives us really great checklists and parameters to follow with not just the designers of the home, but then with the people that are actually building it. And the end result is just a really, really high functioning home. So I think that if people already have a home built and they're looking to find ways to reduce their energy use, and quite honest, that's a bucket that a lot of us fall into. Not everyone can have a new home constructed. One of the first places I would always go would be to their local utility, because most of them almost always have efficiency programs in place that will offer things like free initial auditing, and they will also then have incentives and rebates sometimes for participating in their program. So if you are building a new home and green practices and sustainability and energy efficiency are really important to you, the first thing you have to do is make sure that you're selecting the right team. And so it just doesn't make any sense to ask people to do something that's out of their wheelhouse. And you also don't really honestly want them learning on your dollar. So when you're talking to builders or the architect that you're going to potentially work with, you need to feel them out on this issue and see what kind of portfolio they have. If they've done these sort of homes, they will have them in their portfolio and they will be happy to talk to you about them. If it's something that they kind of glance aside, then you know that you probably should move on and look at other people. And then after that, you need to make sure that the team understands that you're also probably going to bring in a green practices and energy consultant, and that you're viewing them as a critical part of the team and not just as an afterthought. So with our best clients, right after an architect and the homeowner do a very initial sketch of the home, the next people that see that a lot of the time is us, because then we get to influence a lot of the behind the scenes things that happen, from the way the framing runs and other structural type things, and just all the different systems that we would select. And it really just makes so the homeowner can have exactly what they want and not have to end up being posed with choices of, oh, well, you can either have that pantry closet in your kitchen that you already fell in love with, or you can have an optimally designed, HVAC system. The homeowner will not have to make those sort of choices if they put a team together early enough and make it clear to that team that this is a high priority for them for the finished home.
When building your dream home, it's time to consider how important sustainability and energy efficiency are. For more information, visit their website, eamenergy.com, or watch this segment again at designingspaces.tv. One of the most expensive utility costs as a homeowner is heating. You can spend thousands a year trying to heat your home with no success.
Benefits to having an oil burning product is that you can, with our products, is that they're the only ones out there in the market that actually modulate. You will not find another oil-fired modulating burner out in the market. We have 3 different burn modes. We have a low, a medium, and high burn, and the unit will come on and modulate back and forth between those modes. And with most burn-in products, you get the greatest efficiency when they're on and running. So if you have a product that's too big and it comes on and it heats up the house, it then shuts off and it cools down, that's where you lose all of your efficiency. When the product cools down, all of the heat that you use to heat up the plenum and the chimney and everything like that, then when it shuts off, that heat then goes up the chimney and out of your house. With our units, they're always on and burning. And if you properly size the unit, you'll have that unit just staying on, and it'll be on a low burn, and it'll just put out a little bit of heat, and that heat will actually distribute throughout the whole house and get the whole house feeling very comfortable. Even though the unit isn't in one location, it can get the whole house warm. TOYOTOMI has been around for a long time. We've been selling them in the United States for the last 35 years. In Japan, we've even been longer. The product's been around since 1949. We've started off with making wick type of stoves where they would sit in your living room or wherever, your kitchen area, and you'd use kerosene to burn it. We have since then advanced past those little portable stoves that we used to make a long time ago to a more electronic-based stove that uses kerosene but still heats an area now as opposed to just cooking food on. And we've even won some awards for the safety of our products. The units are really easy to install. Most homeowners will take the unit and all they have to do is drill a hole through the outside, a 2 3/4 inch hole. That's the flue pipe for venting, and then run a fuel line to the back of the unit and plug it into an outlet. Most of our products are set in place, so once you put it in place, you hook it up, you plug it in, it's ready to go. There's no adjustments needed. A lot of the units up in the Alaska area, and probably about 1/3 of the homes up there, has a TOYOTOMI product. And they trust our product. They like our product because they know they can see that it's working and operational, and they know that it's up there and working for them. So they love to have it in our homes. They have smaller homes, well-insulated homes up there, but they like to be able to see that the product is working. And I think that a lot of people will look at it and say, you know, how much money they're saving with the fuel cost, how relatively inexpensive it is to install one, especially if they do it themselves, and then the fuel savings that they give and the longevity out of the unit. There's a comfort level along with efficiency, which is what ideally customers are looking for. They're looking for efficient product, but they also want to be comfortable too. They want to feel warm, and you feel warm because you feel that heat coming out of the unit.
If you're ready for a new efficient heating system, visit their website, toyotomiusa.com, or watch this segment again at designingspaces.tv. An architect is one of the most important parts of building a home. They have the education and experience to guide you through the process. They're there to make sure that the final product looks beautiful, but more importantly, it's functional.
A successful process, you need to have somebody find you the land, you need to have somebody design it for you, and you need to have somebody execute the build. And that process doesn't change no matter where you are in the country. You could be in the Hamptons where I am, you could be in Colorado where I used to live, you could be in California, Hawaii, or whatever. If you don't have those three components, your new build, your investment property, whatever, it won't work. And those relationships are imperative to bringing you to the finish line. I met a lot of people through real estate agents and a lot of people through word of mouth and from other builders. You know, I built a company very small, very boutique, and my goal wasn't to be the biggest company, it was to put out the best product and to be all-inclusive. And a lot of people started to gravitate towards me because I basically take care of everything for them. I'll do the HERS ratings, the sanitary design, the architectural, the interiors, the renderings, anything you can think of, even bring them up to permits. So I'm really kind of like an Advil for a lot of builders, and homeowners especially like it because they don't know a lot of this stuff, and you can't expect them to understand how sanitary design works, how HERS ratings work, how to get to the building permit. So what I do is I let them take the most enjoyable part, which is the design of the house, and then leave all the intricate stuff and the stuff that they won't know to me to get them a beautiful product.
The relationship between an agent and architect is very, very important, especially in my line of business. In real estate, you know, everybody picks their niche. My niche is brand new construction. So as you can see behind you, we do a lot of different customs where we start the project and then the buyer comes in mid-project. So it's very important that the agent and the architect are aligned so that we can give them what they want in the end. It's really important from start to finish to have a seamless process, especially when they're jumping in so late. There's a lot of customizations that were made in this property at the very end with tile for the bathrooms, the kitchen countertops we had to swap out. There was a lot of different touches and accent walls and all different things like that we had to, you know, readjust what our original plans were. And if you don't have a good architect like Ryan making those adjustments, things can fall through the cracks and, you know, obviously not get to the finished product that you want to hand over to the client.
Well, a connection with an experienced architect is very important, especially out here in the Hamptons where we work with different villages and different municipalities. So the architect needs to know each nuance with every municipality, as well as the zoning restrictions, the height restrictions, setbacks on water. So it's very important that we have a close relationship with the architect so that we get everything right the first time. Working with Ryan Kesner has been a great experience. What he does is he's a full service place for me. So I bring him the piece of land, he'll do the setbacks for me, we'll figure out what kind of house can go on the land, we design the property, and then we market the property. So he's instrumental throughout. And then during the construction itself, it's always important to have a relationship with the architect because there's always something that needs to be changed or looked at or fixed, and to be able to have a relationship with him to take care of things right away is important.
What I always tell clients is that everybody has different tastes. Some people like modern, some people like traditional, some people like modern farms, modern barns, some people like a mixture of it, and that's okay. And so what I tell people is get us some pictures. Let us see what you want. Let us make your dream come true.
We get Ryan involved right from the beginning. The key is, as you said, once you diagnose and see that the client's interested, you bring Ryan in right away just to make sure that we're not missing anything. Like in the Hamptons, we have a lot of different subdivisions from the 70s, the 80s, and 90s, and every single one is completely different and has different setbacks, has different yields, has different lot coverages. So all these different things factor in, and even the covenants. You know, you might have one neighbor right next door who is 5,000 square feet, doesn't mean that you will get that same square footage yourself. So it's very specific to each property, and that's why we bring the architects in as soon as they're interested. When you're in Southampton Village, everybody's looking for that, ultra traditional, they're very conservative on the outside with, transitional looks on the inside. But when you're looking at the water like we are today and some of the other locations south of the highway and in the woods, you're seeing more moderns pop up for sure. So people are definitely transitioning to that, but you would be surprised it's still about 50-50 out here. But just 10 years ago, it was about 90% traditional and only 10% modern.
A lot of people have trouble visualizing what this house will look like. A lot of people can't understand 2D drawings. And as an architect or a builder, you can't expect that from people that don't do this every day, much less like I couldn't understand what a brain surgeon does every day. And so when they bring us pictures, it gets us an idea of what they're looking for. And then we take those pictures, we put it to a 2D design. They like it, they give us comments or whatever. And then we bring it to 3D design. And that's exactly where people start to see it come to life, because now you're not seeing it as a flat picture, you're seeing it in 3 dimensions. One of the most important things, especially if you're an investor, is that you put the right house in the right area. And that's where people like Jimmy get involved, and he becomes integral in that. So he'll tell you if a modern home isn't going to work. Likewise, Greg, who has done many, many builds, he's done probably 200 homes out here. And his family was instrumental in developing south of the highway. He'll tell you that, this style home's not going to work here. You're not going to sell it. So we like to guide people through the process. We're trying to get them to the finish line at the end of the day. And we're doing this through experience, not from, shooting from the hip or anything like that. That relationship there between the builder, the architect, and the real estate agent is so important. It doesn't matter if you're an investor, if you're a home builder, if you're a homeowner, if you're renovating a home, whatever. Those 3 are so important to getting you to the finish line. We don't only do modern, we don't only do transitional, we don't only do this, that, or the other thing. We enjoy architecture as a whole, we explore it as a whole, and for us it's all about the client and making them happy. And what makes the client happy is what makes us happy.
Ready to build your dream home? Visit their website, rtkesner.com, or follow them on Instagram. Plus, you can always watch this segment again at designingspaces.tv.
Whether you're looking to cool off on a hot summer day or just relax and soak up the sun, a pool is the perfect place to do it. But where do you start when it comes to hiring a pool builder? Here are some tips to help you find the right professional for your needs.
We've been in business since 1972. What makes us special is that we refuse to cut corners. We are committed to producing a quality product for our customers. We genuinely care about what we do. We're in the customer service business. We just happen to build swimming pools, but we've been here for 50 years for that reason. The recipe is simple. Treat people like gold and do a quality job. Quality is everything to us, and there are less expensive ways to do anything. We refuse to use those tactics. We only use composite walls that are non-corrosive. We install fiberglass pools that last forever. We do it right the first time. Dedicating our time to teaching dealers how to do it the right way is so important to us. So in our off season, dealers from around the country fly into New York to come and talk to us and learn things about how to excavate, how to plumb, how to run a business. And we send them off with the tools to make their businesses better. And that is very important to us.
One of the most important decisions you'll make is choosing the type of pool you want. It's important to do your research and select the one that best fits your needs.
The first thing to consider when building a pool is seeing if a pool can fit in your backyard. Once we determine that, then we want to consider size and shape that would be best suited for your family. Second, and probably most important after that, would be the type of pool that we would want to build for your backyard. Here at Concord Pools, we specialize in 2 types of pools, vinyl lined and fiberglass. Our first offering is our vinyl lined pool. We feature a non-corrosive polymer wall system with an I-beam concrete brace paired with a 4,000 PSI concrete pool floor. We build the strongest vinyl pool structure on the market today. Our second pool that we offer and specialize in is our fiberglass pools. With our fiberglass pools, we have over 30 models available, so the design process is all done. What's also nice is it definitely cuts back the time frame for the installation. Within 24 to 48 hours, by the time the pool is delivered to site, we can have that pool completely outfitted and filled with water. With Latham's patented 8-layer manufacturing process, it features a ceramic core construction that offers strength and flexibility that no other fiberglass pool offers on the market today. Sometimes you may be paying a little bit more to have a Concord pool installed in your backyard, but that comes with the peace of mind that you have a 51-year company that's been in business that'll build you a pool to last. One of my favorite parts of the process is the design of the backyard, and we've invested in a program where we can 3-dimensionally put all the pieces together for your backyard in one place where you can see a completed version of your pool and space before we even start digging. We can work with landscapers and designers and come up with those additional spaces that would not be just the pool itself, but maybe some additional features like the lounge area, possible outdoor kitchen, a bar, maybe a pergola, and a fire pit. The benefit to digitizing all of our records, it allows us to send notifications and run campaigns for our clients, not only to let them know about maybe some new innovations in our business, but also let them know that there's certain items that they should probably consider for replacement before they have maybe a situation that they need to replace it, such as a vinyl liner for their pool. The average life of a vinyl liner is about 8 to 12 years, and some clients might not know that. They may wait a little bit longer and get into a situation where they have some leaks and may need to actually replace a liner. This way we can be proactive about it and plan for these things in advance, and that's been something that we've gotten a lot of positive feedback. Again, life gets in the way.
Building a pool requires careful planning and execution to ensure a safe and enjoyable swimming environment.
Installing a proper swimming pool all comes down to planning. We go out and do a pre-layout with our customers after contract. And what that entails is an individual from our team going out and working with the customer and placing the pool in the yard. From here, we can come up with a time frame of how long that project is going to take. The project then goes to scheduling, and that way we can stay on track as far as budget and timing for that individual project. With any construction project, it is very important to start from the beginning and start it properly. And what that comes down to is pulling the proper permits and coordinating with local agencies as far as where we can dig and where we cannot dig. Here in upstate New York, we use DigSafe, and there are a lot of contractors that are out there that will not even reach out to DigSafe. Where all our jobs here at Concord Pools, we go through DigSafe to make sure that we don't disrupt any utilities in place. Most construction companies operate on spreadsheets and manila folders. This keeps the data spread out and it's not in one place. We designed our own system from the ground up that is a centralized database and application that lives online. By having the Concord portal, we are able to keep our employees and also some of our strategic partners and suppliers up to date at all times as our schedule changes.
Superior customer service from an award-winning team of qualified technicians.
We are going to give you the tools and the training to have a successful career in the pool industry. We do that through an employee track program. It has 3 tiers: apprenticeship, journeyman, and master pool builder. Each of those tiers has multiple tasks where if you learn those tasks, you are rewarded. The more you learn, the more you can make. We give them the tools to succeed.
My experience has been awesome at Concord Pools. It's really a great family atmosphere where the employees are able to decide what they want to do for work and they get to drive their own path. No one's a number here, so the owner could walk in, John Fauché, and he's going to say hi and he's going to call you by name. Anyone that's here, it's all family. Concord Pools, best place to work.
Elevate your home's value and aesthetic appeal with a beautiful swimming pool that the whole family can enjoy.
Concord's been here, like I said, 50 years, and we can only be here 50 years if we are a full-service provider. That's everything from opening your pool in the summertime, closing it in the wintertime, taking care of your spa, taking care of your pool on a weekly basis. We have retail showrooms where you can have your water tested. Computerized water testing is done free at all of our locations. We also perform pool renovations. When you keep in mind that Concord Pools has built over 15,000 pools in the Albany, New York area, there are a lot of pools there that we go back to and we fix up. We change liners. We started in 1972, so we have a lot of pools out there that we take care of. When you see 30 trucks roll out of the back lot here in the morning and the fog is lifting and those trucks are going out and you're watching the taillights go, it's exciting because you know they are going out to make people's days. The coolest part of my job is to walk outside and watch that all happen. You're watching everybody go around getting product, putting it in their trucks to go out and serve our customers. When you come to Concord, we want to make sure that we have everything to outfit your backyard.
Want to know more about Concord Pools and Spas? Visit concordpools.com and visit us at designingspaces.tv.
For more information on anything you've seen on today's show, or to be a part of the show, go to our website, designingspaces.tv.